Okay, everybody. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to teach you another lesson in mathematics. Alright? So today, I'm going to show you how to solve for the surface area and volume of the heptagonal prism. Starting pa lang. Okay. So this is how we solve for the surface area and volume. Look at this. First, here's the formula. Di ba remember, this is a heptagon. Tama? This is a heptagon. A heptagon is a seven-sided polygon, right? But, take a look at this. This heptagon here is a regular heptagon. So therefore, it makes it easier for us to solve for the perimeter, the surface area, and the volume. But first, we need to get the area of the base. But take note, there's a certified formula on how we can get the area of a regular polygon. Remember the formula that I told you? It goes like this. It goes the perimeter of the shape times the apothem times 1/2. Alright? When we say apothem, that is the the height from one side to the center. Yan. And to get the apothem, this is what we did. So for example, remember this is your regular heptagon, di ba? So we know the regular heptagon, to solve for the formula, it should be as follows. N minus 2 times 180 divided by n. Tama? So di ba remember, since it's a heptagon, it should be 7 sides. It's a 7-sided polygon. So 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 times 180 is 900. 900 may divide by 7. Let's type it on calculator. 900 divided by 7 is 128.57. Tama. If I were to do it on fraction, yan, it should be 128 and 4/7. That is the measure of every angle. So every angle must measure 128 and 4/7 degrees. Tama. That is for the heptagonal base. That looks like this. Tama. Then remember, if this is the central angle is right here. We need to get the apothem. But how do you get the apothem? Madali lang yan. To get the apothem of the regular heptagon, of a regular polygon, we play the game of sine, cosine, and tangents. Just like what you see here, di ba? Sine, cosine, and tangent. So, di ba remember dito, it's supposed to be 128 and 4/7 degrees. Tama? Pero, this is the central angle. To get the apothem, this is what we did. We need to form this into triangles. And the formula to form this into triangles is this. Remember, if you go around, it's 360 degrees. And since we need to divide into 7 triangles right evenly, so therefore, it's 360 divided by 7. So ganito siya. 360 divided by 7 is, therefore, that every angle should measure 51 and 3/7 degrees. Tama? So that is the measure of the central angle. Okay? But that is for this part. Kasi nga, di ba remember, I parted it this way. So, I remember it has to be like this. Di ba remember, can you see what I'm drawing? Yan. So, we should have 7 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And take note, remember, this angle here, this is supposed to be 51 and 3/7. Tama? Now, remember that the base triangles are isosceles triangles. So, to solve for the formula for isosceles triangles, mabilis lang yun. Diba remember ito yung formula? We know that the sum of the interior angles is always equivalent to 180. So, 180 minus 51 and 3/7 minus 2n. Tama? So, 2n is equivalent plus 51 and 3/7 is equivalent to 180. So, tama, 180 minus 51 and 3/7. Renaming the fraction, this becomes 179, 7/7. 79 pala. Minus 3, 51 and 3/7. Equals, 9 minus 1 is 8, 28. Tama, it's 128 and 4/7, just like the one we got before. Pero we need to divide that by 2. So therefore, 128 and 4/7 divide by 2. Wait lang divide by 2. Therefore, our answer should be 64 and 2/7. So therefore, the measure of this angle, if it were to split into part, this should be 64 and 2/7. Then the other one must be 64 and 2/7. Now what we need to do is to get the apothem. To get the apothem, mabilis lang yan. We play sine, cosine, and tangent. Alright? So we need to get, so remember this is 90 degrees, tama? And the 51 and 3/7, did you know that 51 and 3/7 divided by 2 is equivalent to 25 and 5/7? So therefore, we sum this up all together, 25 and 5/7 plus 64 and, ano yung measure? 2/7 is equivalent to 90. Tama? Plus the 90, tama, 180. 180 degrees. So therefore, this is how our right triangle should look like. Our right triangle should look like this. Diba remember, halimbawa, ito yung right triangle mo. Tama? This is 90 degrees. This one, diba remember, which angle are we referring to? This is the 64 and 2/7 degrees. The one on top is the 51 and 5/7. Tama? So this should be your angle. Alright? Tama ba? Did I do it right here? Check ko sa reference. Yan, supposed to be 25 and 5/7. Alright? So dapat ganito siya. This should be your measure. And then, di ba remember the measure of the base? I put that the base is measuring 1.7 cm. But we need to divide by 2. So therefore, this should be 0.85. So 0.85 to 8.5 cm. Okay? Now we get the opposite. To get the opposite, which is the bottom, we need to get the opposite. So we need to do tangent. TOA. So therefore, tangent. Tangent of, what's the angle that we're working on? 64 and 2/7 is equivalent to, what's the measure? A, which is 0.85, opposite over 0.85. Tama? Then we multiply both sides by 0.85. So tan 64 and 2/7 times 0.85 equals the opposite. Alright? So this is already how it will go. Look for the tan function. Yan, there's the tan. Tan 64 and 2/7. Therefore, this should be our measure. The measure should be 1.765 or 1.77 na lang. Para mas madali. If I were to round it off, 1.77. Okay? So that is our apothem. Now, all we have to do is to multiply it with the perimeter by 1/2. Di ba remember 1 divided by 2? It should be this answer. Tama? Pero, remember, we need to get the perimeter. The perimeter is this, di ba? Times the perimeter of 1.7 times 7. Di ba? That is the perimeter of the shape. Therefore, the area of one heptagon is 10.50 square centimeters. That is the area of one base. So let's write it down para hindi tayo malumutin. So heptagon is 10.50. But there are two faces. So therefore, that's also going to be 10.502. Times 2 becomes 21.0. Yan. So 21.0 for the heptagons. Then, to get the rectangles, it's gonna be easy. If I remember, it goes like this. The dimension extent is 5.8. So therefore, it's 1.7 times 5.8 times 7. Doing that so will give you, yan, 69.02. Which makes it easier to add. Where is it na ba? Ayan. 69.02. So, tama. Then, tama, 19.02. Or 19 short. Tama. So, that is the surface area of the heptagonal prism. The surface area of the heptagonal prism is 90.02 square centimeters. Mabilis lang yan. Now, to solve for the volume. To solve for the volume, mabilis lang talaga yung formula na yan. In order to solve for the volume, all you have to do is to get the area of one base and then multiply by its third dimension. Remember, we got 10.5. So 10.5 times 5.8. 40. 8 times 0. 34. 8. Tapos 525. Tama, 61.9. 61.9 square centimeters. And that's it. Yan. Yun lang, and that's the end of the equation.